if the DLC does build up to a final boss, maybe it would do that. But yeah, currently the way that it's seeming like is,
the little adventure we went on.
I'm finding it pretty hard to picture how this could build up to a final boss. And yeah, that's a good question too, because how long is this exactly? It feels like some things are getting resolved.
Haste makes waste, young
Now
one.
that Alphen is
Don't even
starting to
start
feel
with
better
me on
about
that.
himself and his
Come
feelings.
on, we're keeping everyone waiting.
So I don't know how much is going to be left. We're going to go around and share these feelings with the more places in the world right now, I guess.
Look, they seem to be enjoying themselves.
It feels so comforting to just sit quietly side by side, next to each other. And being able to follow through with something you've set your mind to like that. It's dependable, you know?
Wow, you really have a soft spot for that sort of thing, don't you?
Are they talking about...
Yeesh. Kinda awkward if we butted in now, right, Alphen?
Not at all. We should say something.
No. It would be rude of us to interrupt. Let us assess the situation and choose the time to make our entrance with propriety.
You mean eavesdrop?
Personally, I really like those light, nimble movements. There's a graceful fluidity to them. And the strike that comes afterwards, it's always so cool, no matter which way you look at it.
Strike? Hold up.
For me, it's the poise I'm fond of. That dignified demeanor never seems to falter, all while staying alert and being receptive to even the most subtle shift in sounds.
Sounds.
I know. And those big, beautiful, thoughtful eyes. I keep finding myself inadvertently gazing into them.
Are they talking about Hoodle?
Beautiful and thoughtful?
She's right. Alphen does have beautiful eyes.
If anyone has thoughtful eyes, it's Dohalim.
But surely Big Eyes refers to Law?
I can't wait to see Zare again.
The cat!
Oh. Oh. Okay. And yeah, it doesn't seem to have a whole lot of cinematic cutscenes, because there's not really all that much in the way of super epic crazy battles or anything like that. It's just... Oh, the quest is up here. More so about character feelings and emotions is what this
soul who is in dire need.
seems to be more so focusing on.
Step in and help.
Also, I just now remembered I was gonna check that Steam achievement, what that full thing was called. True Freedom. 1.6% of players have this achievement. Commit to living in the new world for the day when all binds are cut loose. Interesting. Dohalim the Popular.
When I see you speaking with other Renans, they always look so happy. It's made me realize just how many people depend
I still don't know if I have the one on
I'm
viewing
glad to be
300
able to
skits.
help, but
Maybe it only
I do
counts
feel
main
it
game
goes a
ones.
bit too far sometimes.
You can say that again. Apparently there are even some who want you to be the new ruler of the Renan people.
I suspect their minds are still trapped in the Renan mentality that the strong have an inherent right to rule and should be followed. Unfortunately for them, the reign they envision was but a fantasy, even in the old days. Going forward, they will need to face reality.
Yeah, a reality with no more lords or sovereigns.
Though there are still those enthralled by my title of former lord. I hope to see the day when they too can stand on their own two legs.
That said, I don't think people place their faith in you just because you were once a lord. I kept it from you so as not to burden you further, but there have been quite a few requests for you in Vicent as well.
Is that so? For what, pray tell?
Some want you to pass on your extensive knowledge by becoming a school teacher. Others say they want you to help them learn to appreciate music. And, as a request for the elegant and handsome Dohalim, there were even some who wished to be your lover.
Well, that's a scary voice.
Sounds less like people want things from him, and more like they just want him. I wish people talked about me like that.
There he goes, talking like an idiot again.
When it comes to children, they all want you to be their father. Sing them songs, read them stories, that sort of thing. It's actually rather sweet.
I see. Not all things people desire of me are quite so vapid, I suppose.
Yes. As a side note, I should mention that most of these requests happen to come from women. It must be wonderful to be so popular,
Kisara, why are you staring at me with a gaze like the coldest winter?
In the end, it sounds like wherever Dohalim goes, he leaves a string of hearts in his wake.
I certainly do no such thing.
Well, yeah, favorite part of this game is whenever the cinematic cutscenes show up with a lot of action, because it shows how much detail emphasis they're willing to bring to show that crazy cool passion the developers have for this game. The animations in the really crazy cutscenes. Oh, look at the cat there, scratching the tree, is awesome. I love me some amazing cutscenes in video games. And just good animation stuff in general. Like, look at it's not a cape, but whatever the thingamabob, cloak thing from Alphen's waist. Like, even just the physics on that. Good animation and amazing quality like that. It's just chef's kiss, you know? Not detailed, but the more action is, the more motion and movement there is in the animation. This game was super good. Yeah, like, my favorite cutscene in this DLC so far has easily been that one where Alphen unsheathes his blade against the people, and what was that? Niez, I believe, was the place? After they shot at Nazamiel. Like, that was a very expressive cutscene. And the thing that they did with the lighting and, like, the sovereign effects and all that stuff off him, I rewatched it a couple times since streaming that part, because it was a really good cutscene. And I mean, also just using it in my Violence in Games video essay. That one's so good. And yeah, the party chat cutscenes are very basic in comparison, but it is really commendable that they put in, what, over 300 into the main game, and then however many more at this point. So, yeah, I can't always expect them all to be the same level of quality, but I do like that they took the time to put in that many skits and that much voice acting. It's absolutely insane. There is a lot of content in this game. And a lot that's also behind a paywall. But at least there's a lot that is just built in. I quite like this game. I'm begging you, please find my sister. Calm down. We're doing everything in our power to find her.
Huh?
Seems pretty intense. What happened here? Captain, perfect timing. Wait, which one's the service corps? This boy's sister went missing. Been searching for her, but no luck yet. Yeah, it's a lot. That's no good. That's not good. Fill me in on the details. Someone with her when she vanished. Just me. Our parents aren't with us anymore. See. Sorry to hear it. Why, my sister's the only family I've got. Anything happened to her, I can leave it to me. I'll find her one way or another. Your assistance is reassuring, Captain Kisara. The Kisara they keep talking about. Heard your name before. We just moved to Vicent, but people say you're someone who could be counted on.
Huh?
Any idea where she might have gone? Been running out of the house all of a sudden. I have no clue. Just went running off? Why? Well,
Right.
don't want to talk about it. No need to force it. Anyway, let's ask around in town. Thank you. Please find her. Start quest beyond the visage. Sure, I don't know. I don't care. I don't really care what has display priority.
You're really someone that people can count on. You never fail to amaze me, Kisara.
We're
Aw,
not done
rigged.
yet. Vicent is currently without Dohalim. Or my brother. I've
It's
got
just
to
chatting
handle
to some
things
people.
for
Should I
now.
just do this right now?
Speaking of your brother, those siblings reminded me of you and Migal.
I can see why. When I was a child, I caused him my fair share of trouble.
We must find the girl and return smiles to both of their faces.
I kind of like having a mix of both, because the super crazy, like, if I had to sacrifice all the skits for more awesome cutscenes, I don't think I would. I kind of like the balance that games like this strike, of having the scenes that really stand out of, like, holy crap, but also just a lot of quantity of really exemplifying who these characters are and giving you a feel for them, as opposed to being the kind of game that only has them go through the main story and not have all that much character to them and interactions with one another, because having that balance makes them feel a lot more human and like a party. Because there have been games I've played before where it's like, here's these party members coming together, but it doesn't feel very organic. It feels like they just came together and they embark on this journey together, but they don't realistically feel like they mesh together. And having all those skits feels like this is how the characters mesh and are a true and proper group that sticks with one another, instead of just being the ragtag group that happens to have come together for the sake of the journey. I kind of like having the mix there. Is what I prefer. What I don't agree with, though, is stances like, I think there was something that Miyamoto had said about games. It's just a stance that Nintendo likes to take with a lot of their games in general, where it's like, hey, why would we take this time developing cutscenes when we can instead focus on making more gameplay content and a better game? And it's like, I don't know if I fully agree with that. Not every game needs to go as ham on cutscenes as something like Metal Gear. Like, my goodness gracious, the cutscenes and something like that. I feel like I'm watching cutscenes more often than I'm playing the game. But I do feel like having that reward of some really cool cutscenes, or I think this was a perspective that Sakurai took as well, where they made really high quality cutscenes for the Subspace Emissary in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, but then they were meant to be rewards for gameplay, for surpassing the challenge, getting up to this point, and then you see the cutscene that's your reward for getting to that point. But then, because Brawl was around when things were really taking off with sharing things online and YouTube and the interwebs and all that stuff, they were being shared around online, and Sakurai started feeling like, you know, what the heck is going on here? These cutscenes that are supposed to be a reward for gameplay are just being shared around online. That kind of invalidates their purpose of being rewards for gameplay. So instead they transitioned to, hey, let's not have all that many crazy cutscenes in game. Let's instead take those development resources and just put it into the marketing. And it's done really, really well for them marketing wise, what with the Smash reveals always being these global sensations. So I don't know if we're ever going to get a Subspace Emissary / high quality Smash Bros cutscenes ever in a game again, because now it's shown that they can just use it in marketing instead, and they'll do a whole lot better. So I don't necessarily agree with the perspectives of, let's just not make really cool in-game cutscenes and instead focus on making more game. Why can't you just still have a really awesome game, but also have some really cool cutscenes in the mix? I think that I most prefer a nice, healthy balance, is what I prefer. Cough, cough, Mario Wonder, what, for not having all that much in the way of cutscenes, or just having some simple cutscenes? How are things going today, Sir Samurott? Yeah, I don't think there's ever gonna be another Subspace Emissary. Closest thing we'll ever get is something like World of Light, like what we got. And that had, what, 2 cutscenes, maybe 3, where it was like 1 at the beginning, 1 in the middle, 1 at the end, and that was it. Wow, you're Kishara from the Service Corps. Searching for someone. Have you seen a Danon girl around here? A child. I think I know who you're talking.
Huh?
You do? Yes, I saw her walk by alone some time ago. I remember thinking something was off. Does he have the same general model as the chef guy? Do you notice anything else about her? Looked like she was trying not to cry. Like she'd just gotten into a fight with someone. Maybe.
Yeah.
That could be why she went running off. Sure hope she's okay. I was worried and called out to her. She didn't respond. She just kept going. Remember which way she went? She seemed to be heading for Treslita Highway, but I'm sure she'll be fine if we also have the Service Corps helping out.
Yeah?
Also, what do you mean? We've actually been searching for her ourselves. Got so worried we decided to ask around. Both Renans and Danons joined in right away. I'm just waiting here in case she comes back. I see. So the citizens were already in action before the Service Corps got here.
Thank you.
We appreciate the support, both from you and everyone else. You're always the ones protecting us. We want to do something to help for a change. Thing is, there are some areas we civilians can't go because of all the ferocious Zoogles roaming around. And we'll focus on checking those areas.
Okay.
We're counting on you. We'll keep things up on our end, too. Leave it to us. Sure we'll find her if we all work together. Yeah, World of Light, good beginning, okay middle, mending, yeah. Kind of what I felt.
It's what siblings do. My brother and I were also separated for a time, though that was less of a fight and more me rejecting him.
I just do this now.
Don't worry. We'll find that girl, no matter what.
I think if I used
Yes.
WASD, I was semi-decent at
Let's.
moonwalking. Yeah, I was trying to moonwalk with the controller there, and it's darn near impossible to do so. But, oh, come on. I don't know if I can here. I almost did. Oh, yeah. Much practice from playing Dead by Daylight for many years. Oh, and there's a thing for Rinwell here. So, oh, and there's a thing to do here? Oh, sure, let's go do some stuff. Like, both in this game, but part of you wishes that there be a bit more action cutscenes in this DLC story. Yeah, the really good Tales of... Oh, gosh. Really good Tales of Arise cutscenes are really good. But, yeah, I don't know how much opportunity there is for it
Hey, you're
here.
still hanging out at the library, right? Anything interesting happened lately?
Anything interesting? Well, I have found plenty of interesting new books to read.
Yeah? Like what?
books on horticulture, culinary techniques, things like that. Recently, I've been diving into some new topics. I've gotten to know some of the other people at the library, and they've been recommending all sorts of new books for me to try.
So they're like book buddies, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Any book I choose for myself is going to be colored by my own preferences, so it helps to have some outside opinions. I'm broadening my horizons.
Yeah, great. Just don't spend too much time reading. It's not healthy.
Excuse me? You're the one who brought up the library. You just wanted to say that?
No, just... never mind.
Oh. Could it maybe be that you're lonely?
Look at Hoodle's expression.
As if!
There's nothing wrong with that.
That'd be a really funny
I
emote.
feel lonely sometimes too, being away from you guys. I think it's normal for friends to miss each other. But no matter how much I wonder what you're all doing out there, it's not like I can just pop over and see you.
Yes, you can. It's a video game. Fast
Kinda
travel.
hard to do that when we live in different realms.
But still, it's nice that we get to hang out from time to time, like now. Even if it is, you know, in the name of necessity.
Speaking of being able to pop by,
Always
one of my
looking forward to
friends
seeing you
is
all again.
literally my
And
neighbor.
that helps give
So
me
sometimes if
strength
there's
wherever
something to
we
like
are.
chat about or
I've been
something
looking
cool to
forward
show,
seeing you
just
all
like, hey,
again, too.
you want to come by?
I didn't
And you just,
realize
like,
we
walk
both felt
over.
the same way. All right, I'm gonna work my butt
That's
off
super
when I get
convenient.
back to the Crimson Crows. I've got to be able to keep up with you, after all.
Just don't go overboard and get yourself injured.
It'll be fine. I'm far too tough to get injured that easily.
See? It's exactly that kind of attitude that I'm worried about. Ugh.
You should make an emote, just realize you don't have a single Tales of Arise emote. Yeah, and apparently there's more animated emote slots. Like, if I go to my Twitch manager here, I can check exactly how many it is. But apparently there's... And I don't even think I used all the animated emote slots before. Hold on, let's see here. Viewer rewards, emotes. What am I at for slots? Yeah, there's standard emotes I can always replace some stuff for. Wait, tier... I have an open slot of my tier 1 standard emotes? I'm at 9 out of 10. Why do I have an open slot? I thought I had them all filled at one point. I'm honestly surprised. Yeah, apparently my standard tier 1 sub emotes, I'm at 9 out of 10. Apparently I never filled my 10th. Or maybe they just opened that since the last time that I checked emotes. I'm pretty sure I've been at capacity before. Was the case. Maybe they just expanded the capacity. Bonus animated emotes, 0 out of 2. Unlock 2 additional animated emote slots by using Twitch alerts. More details, click learn more. I don't even know what a Twitch alert is. Hype train alerts. Customize your hype train alerts. Stay on top of my hype train. That I know about. Celebrations. Celebrate by adding emote-filled fireworks or emote flamethrowers to any alert to amp up community support in a brand new way. What? And channel points. Customize alerts for any channel point redemption and make them even more rewarding. Oh. Okay. I don't know, maybe I'll look into stuff later, but I doubt I'll ever use it. And as for animated emote slots, I'm just at 4 out of 10. We have the Indeed, the Stupid, the Yippee, and the Rhyme Time. Hold on. Let's see here. So from the animated ones here. These are the 4 animated ones that we have of the channel. Is the case. These 4 right here. I mean, the stupid one was just kind of an excuse to have an emote of that without using up one of the regular emote slots. There's not really much animation to it, but, you know, may as well make use of what emote slots we have here. You forgot you asked for this emote and you never use it again? Yeah, I could absolutely still slap that into my video editing software and slap the text rhyme time onto it, but I kind of forgot about doing that. It probably wouldn't take me very long. If you'd still like me to do that, I can do it. It just hasn't happened to this point because I forgot, so let me know if you'd still like me to do that. I could do it. It might be more fitting. I'm fairly certain I forgot about it so much that I still have that GIF saved to my desktop. I don't have it organized in some folder or anything. It's literally just on my desktop still. So, yeah, that shows me being all organized about things. What do you think about the Evil Peach Pokemon epilogue trailer? I don't know what this means, Evil Peach Pokemon epilogue trailer. I know that there was the trailer for, like, Pokemon epilogue that seemed to tease at this new mythical. If you're saying that that's what kind of looks like Evil Peach or something like that. You know, I thought the trailer was absolutely amazing, out of this world, just showing some characters talking. It was really good. It was amazing. It had me so hyped for the epilogue. Man, that trailer put Kojima trailers to shame. It has to be said. Please, Law, I know you made it without the text, but it feels super out of place. Means Princess Peach becomes evil. That's what's gonna happen in the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet epilogue. Got the parts you want from the Zoogles. Here you go. Oh, thank you. This is enough for the construction, and with teaching materials to spare.
You did it!
Hey, ain't that great, Teach? Wait, Teach. Two aren't related. We are not. Truth is, this child is Danon. I took him under my wing after he lost his parents.
Yes.
A Renin raising a Danon? I may have reacted the same once. I was raised in Lenegis and looked down on the Denon people. But I met this child in Pelagian and started teaching him as a way to pass the time. As I did, my way of thinking changed. In him, I witnessed I don't think I've ever seen this word before. Perspicacity I've never seen before, even among Renin children. I said I wanted to come here with Teach because I wanted to learn more from him. I realized there are no inferior humans. There are children who are eager to learn, regardless of whether Renin or Danon. And that's when you decide to make a place where anyone could get an education. Precisely. Legion is so full of prejudice, but an air of greater equality pervades whatever. That said, were I to succeed here, I would like to build similar schools in other cities such as Pelagian.
Right.
That's wonderful of you. If there's anything I can do to help, just say the word. I could teach techniques from Zoogle defense to basic housekeeping, even how to fish. What fortuitous offerings. I would be ever so grateful to accept.
Kisara,
Sarah's a natural-born teacher. There's a real knack for it. Don't be too harsh on the little tykes, though. You know what they call you in the Service Corps. Call me something. Well, not to your face, sure. Drill instructor from hell, I believe it was. I'm nice to students who show a modicum of respect. As for delinquents... Hey, hold on. Don't shoot the messenger. Quest complete. A bright schoolhouse. Alright, there was a Rinwell thing to accept around here?
I think you'd make a good school teacher, Kisara. When you taught me how to cook, your explanations were really easy to understand.
Alfred
I bet
always
you'd
leads
be
with
a
the
hit
right
with
foot.
Kids too. That is, if you can manage to not be the demon in this situation as well.
What was that, Law?
Nothing, Miss Kisara.
Wanted to moonwalk while they were chatting. My goodness, I hate navigating this place so much. I have no idea. Where is the Rinwell thing? I could have sworn there was a Rinwell. Oh, it's here. It's just really dang hard to see. Okay, so just through here. So just go straight. My goodness. Just got confirmation. This fish trip was scheduled for April 30th. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, that should be a date that should definitely work here, I think. My semester will definitely be wrapped up before that point. Hopefully we can get everything sorted out for Texas and stuff before that point, which we should be able to. Taming Water 2nd edition. Academic compilation of devices that use water. The revised edition contains additional information that makes for a harder book to read. I don't know what exactly that is. Okay, form is unique, but it seems to be a ledger of the ranch near Vicent. Not Tuesday, you believe. Okay. Granite fragment that I just got on this, on the book here. Okay. The Rinwell thing here. Nowhere in sight. What have I done?
Well,
What's the matter? Are you the Aegis, aren't you? What's the matter? Looks like you keep on checking the books on that shelf over and over. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just a specific book I'm looking for. And you're having trouble finding it. Yes. Afraid I might have mistakenly thrown it out. I've searched high and low, but I still can't find it. Must mean... So sorry.
No.
Need to apologize. Everyone makes mistakes, however big or small. What kind of book is it anyway? If I recall, I think it was called Where Do Relics Come From? Detail about when a mommy relic and a daddy relic really like one another. Oh, that sounds interesting. I'd love to read it, but it might be lost, right? Still, the fact you continue searching for it must mean you have no memory of disposing of it, yes? That's right. Must have lost it when I was organizing. It may have been mixed in with a pile of books the street vendor purchased from me. I can't leave my post to chase down the vendor.
how about it?
In that case, I can go ask for you. Really? You do that? Yep. I'm interested in the book myself, and I owe a lot to this library.
Darling?
Surely, you'll help out too, won't you? Offer help. Sure, I may be able to learn something from the book myself. So much. I can tell you exactly where the vendor is. Our quest in pursuit of the traveling book. This DLC does still seem to have quite a lot of content and quests and stuff like that. Or I don't know, I don't care. I'll do it at some point.
Where do relics come from? Well, that's an interesting title. I wonder what it has to say.
An intriguing question indeed. Where do relics come from, and where do they go? I'd love to learn.
Where they come from, Cotton Eye Joe.
On the subject. But objects don't move on their own, you know.
That's not
Oh my
what
goodness,
the
what is my
title
mouse
means.
sensitivity? Okay, now this.
Got your face stuck in a book as usual, huh? What kind of stuff do you read anyway?
All sorts of things. Ancient accounts.
All the jokes I
histories.
could have made at that
Just
moment.
recently, I
That
was
was just
reading a
like,
book
yeah,
about
let's
astral
just
arts.
not, actually.
So what's the point? Does this, like, make your astral arts stronger?
No. I just read because I like to learn. Oh, it is also helpful for my research.
Research?
Mm-hmm. For example, I'm looking into whether it's possible to combine Danon magic with Ren and astral arts. I'm also interested in the mausoleums and Dana's past.
Okay. I'll admit, I'm not totally following. But, is there a purpose to this research? Like a goal?
A purpose? Well, I guess there is something I'd like to try someday. I want to try writing my own book, instead of just reading what others have written.
This is the first I'm hearing of it. What kind of book do you want to write?
I have several ideas I've been thinking about, but most of all, I'd like to write about Danon magic. Leave as much of my knowledge behind as possible, you know? And also, if there are any other Danons out there who can use magic, like me, maybe that book could help me find them.
Wow. You've really thought this through. You're amazing, you know that?
What's gotten into you? I'll have you know that flattery won't get you anywhere.
Law is correct. All the knowledge you've gained on Danon Magecraft would be lost if not made manifest. That book would serve as a guiding light to scholars for generations to come.
You're gonna embarrass me if you keep talking like that. It's no big deal. I just like to study, that's all.
I know what you mean. Whether books or art, there is an indescribable, fragrant allure to those things that have traversed the ages.
Yeah. Who doesn't like the smell of old books?
Yeah, totally! They do smell, yummy, don't they?
What? La, please don't eat my books.
Kind of books you can eat. Yeah, Law's not exactly giving himself the best of chances, is he? I'm sure that the game will eventually do something like that. I don't remember if there was any difference with post-game content cutscenes, but compared to other cutscenes. Myself, a hot second. Yeah, let's actually go to Niez now, and yeah, sure, let's do that. Let's see what's going on over here. New world.